Oh, good morning, y'all. It's a beautiful fall morning here. About 60 degrees, 64-ish. High today is 78. And it is September the 25th or 26th, I believe. And it is fall. It's fall. That time of year where the leaves turn colors and everything. But palms. Well, the palms is just getting started. I thought I'd give y'all a quick glance at how everything's doing. I mean, check this out. I was just noticing today this windmill palm and how huge that guy is. Look at that Trachycarpus fortuna. I've been in the ground for about 3 years now. Zero protection, nothing. I just put it in the ground and let it sit, see what happened. So, I mean, it's grown probably a good 6 to 8 inches this year, which is mostly all of this new fibrous trunk here up is what it's grown. And the fronds too, I'm noticing they're fuller and they're more spiral shaped too. Like, check these out. These look like really healthy fronds, so this guy's doing great. So I'm kind of pumped on him. Actually, then we got a lot of cannas and this Mexican fan palm. Check this guy out. He is huge. I mean, he really started blowing up late August. Had a tough winter, grew it out over the summer, and back in full swing. I mean, check this trunk out. He grew about from here all the way up, so that's about almost a foot. Damn. Grew almost a foot this year. It's where that fibrous trunk ends, at least. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty remarkable. But check out the size of that frond, man. Like, that is huge. And look from the top down. He's as tall as me, and I'm 6 foot. From the top of this frond here, 6 foot. So that's pretty remarkable. But more cannas, and then if you take a step back, taking the view here, that sure is something. You know, for Central Virginia, also been in the ground the same amount of time as the trachy. So that's pretty cool. I've protected this one every winter, although some winters I let it go till February before I even started to protect it. So it's pretty remarkable what these things can withstand. It saw 16 degrees last winter without protection, which was a mistake, but it still made it, as you can see. Pretty remarkable on that end. We've got a little Sable Palmetto seedling. It's been in the ground here for a bit over the summer, and it's got a new frond, and I think it might start to go palmate soon, given the shape of the end of that one. Maybe, who knows? But it's doing really well. These palmetto seedlings I put in the ground here are just thriving, just like this one. So that's pretty cool to see. We got us some Mediterranean fan palm here. I mean, blowing up. Like, so many new fronds in there constantly. It's pretty crazy. But, I mean, it's looking like a spider web up in here. But this guy, first year in the ground here from South Carolina, so. But it's got a few offshoots. It's got this one, and then that one, obviously. So we'll see how it does this winter. I'm excited about having that here. So, because I know they're rated to 7B, so hopefully there'll be something to go off of there. Let's move over here. Oleanders and everything. My other windmill, which is doing pretty good, I'd say. The trunk definitely beefing up a bit from when I got it, so that's good. I got this elephant ear here blowing up, looking great. So there is that. Here we go to the palmettos. Gotta stick my coffee down right quick so I can use my other hand. I'm on the patio. It's about a 5 or 6 year old pineapple. Been in this pot for most of its life. Doing great. Look at this though. This is kind of interesting. These roots are coming down into the soil here, and it's got like kind of a trunk going on. So who knows how much more of a trunk this thing can get. This Madagascar palm, I just let it sit out here all summer until the first frost, which is around November. So it's chilling. We've got our naturalized canna here. Just sprouted from seed randomly. I don't remember even putting any seed here, so it's pretty interesting, but beautiful flowers on this one for sure. I might just go ahead and keep it. Hydrangea, doing good. Avocado there. Trifoliate orange. Loving this. This is cool. So every year it grows a good bit. So maybe one day I'll get me some oranges. And then the Sable Palmetto that has been looking so great ever since I got it. This one's only been in the ground since May, but it's put out quite a few fronds. It's been growing really quick, and it's just opening this one now. So it's pretty impressive. You know, take a look at that. But yeah, it's doing good. And then we've got over here this little agave I put in the ground in July. It's actually growing. It's actually growing and actually doing really well for the first time. If you can see, I mean, it opened this frond, or whatever you call this, petiole here. It's got another one down in there. Slow grower, but definitely growing, so that's a good sign on this one. Hardy to, I believe, zone 5 or something. Agave Havardina. So, the most hardiest of agaves. And then you got, there's a jungle of Musabaji, which this, surprisingly enough, I mean, this has gotten humongous. I mean, almost reaching up to the second story there. It's pretty crazy. But this guy's the main trunk, or thereabouts somewhere. Just gigantic. I can't believe it, hardly. And you got the old Livingstone chinensis, which is always a good specimen to have. Really good for this spot, kind of in the shade where they like to be. Shaded by the bananas, of course. And it's been growing all summer really well, because it started with nothing this season because it got dried out over the winter, obviously. And yeah, it's been doing great. Ready for another winter. This one's been in the ground the longest. It's the first palm I put in the ground probably around, it was February or early March of like 2018 or 19 that I put this one in. So it's been here for a solid minute and been growing and doing pretty good. Got us a little paracactus back here, which actually has been doing pretty good here, surprisingly enough. I just put it in the ground from a clipping I got, so we'll see if it fills in this back corner here nicely or not, which is the ideal direction it would go. And then got a little sago. Let's see what happens to this guy in the winter, because you know my other one kicked the bucket, but we'll see. And then we've got star of the show, Sable Palmetto, trunking. Look at that trunk. Good 6-inch trunk there, right? Now this guy's been in the ground for almost a year now, and I'll do a year update on this dude, a special video. I believe it was mid-October. Not even mid-October. Like the 10th or something thereabouts, that I put this guy in the ground last year. So it's been here almost a full year, and it experienced the brutalest winter we've had in at least a decade. Survived and grew and did well. Definitely, considering they had no time to established or anything before that happened. So it's pretty interesting and very, very radical that it did. So check that specimen out there. Look at that trunk. Ooh. I mean, ooh. So, yeah. Sable Palmetto in Central Virginia. Is it hardy? Will it do another winter? What'll it be? I think so. Look at this guy. I'm just really impressed by this species so far. I mean, not only is it incredibly hardy to anything this climate can throw at it, but it also is, relatively fast growing, even for a palm that's supposedly slow growing. I mean, a frond a month has been the deal for the most part. And it's opening another one out here, which is interesting. It's third this season. And obviously getting established and everything took away from some of that this season. But once it gets in the ground, I've heard that after the third winter of these things being in the ground, nothing can kill them. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. A nice tall palmetto here in the middle of Virginia. You got Chester. Hey, buddy. Yeah. Anyway, thank y'all for taking a gander with me. And this is my beginning of fall update for palms in Central Virginia.